Welcome back, guys. We're going to move forward here with the foot peg, the EG4 highway peg installation, and it would appear that we have all of the parts. Always check to make sure you have all the parts before you start a project. Looks like everything is there, so I think we're good on that. And so we'll go ahead and move forward with mounting it. One thing that I'm noticing right off the bat here, I'm doing this the same day. This is, although it's a separate video, I'm doing this the same day as I did the skid plate. And I'm noticing that when we did the skid plate, we put these triangle mounts in here. And I'm noticing that the foot peg has those on it. So we'll have to take those off again and put this on there. So if you still have the factory skid plate, plastic skid plate on there, there's a couple of bat wings that are on there. You'll need to take those off after you take the skid plate off to be able to either put this, to be able to put this on. So if you are having issues with that, you can go to the skid plate install video and see how I took those off, but it's pretty straightforward. I would just say that you make sure that you get the bolts tightened down to the proper torque spec, which is 32 pounds of torque on the 14 millimeter bolt, the big one in the front. Here, let me show you the one that connects to the engine here. That's 32 foot-pounds of torque, and then these are 12 millimeter, and those are was it 22 foot-pounds of torque? Let me look here. Let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about. You can always reference the other video to be sure, but let's see. 18 foot-pounds of torque for the 12 millimeter nut and 32 foot-pounds for the 14 millimeter nut. So there you go. So we'll tighten those, we'll torque those down to the same specs when we put this piece on. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start by taking these triangle brackets off, and then we'll move forward with mounting the highway peg. Alright, so other camera died, so we're going to finish this video with the old GoPro. So we've got the triangle brackets removed. They are there, and now what we're going to do is, before we mount this to the bike, we're going to put the foot pegs on. So basically they just go on like this, and then these big bolts and nuts go through and secure these on. So we'll get one of those on here, and we'll come back and show you how that looks. Alright, so there's one of the pegs on, and just for reference, this is a 19 millimeter nut and an 8 millimeter Allen for the bolt, and the specification says to torque these down to 33 foot-pounds of torque, but I'm not going to be able to do that until this is on the bike. I just can't get enough on it to torque it all the way down. So I've got it on there as tight as I can get it, and then we'll mount this on the bike and we'll torque it down then. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mount this on to, let me show you here. So we'll go ahead and we'll mount this on here like so, using the bolts and nuts that were originally came with the bike, the factory hardware, and we'll torque those down to the specs that I specified earlier, and we'll see what it looks like. I'll be honest, this is not super easy to get on here. It's kind of hard to work around this plate here. I think a 6-inch extension on the socket would be preferred. So I'm going to try from the other side here. See if we can make it happen. Oh yeah, this side's definitely coming from the left side of the bike. This is there's a lot more room over here for the socket. Must have blood in arms. Alright, so highway pegs are on, and got these torqued down to 33 foot-pounds, and everything looks good. Turned out good. It wasn't too bad, despite a lack of blood in my arms. It wasn't too bad to bolt that on there. I was not able to get this top one. The torque wrench is just too big in here to get this top one torqued, so it's just good and tight. I'll have to, if I want to torque that down, I'm going to have to go get a 6-inch extension to get out past the case here. So other than that, skid plate's on, highway bars are on, looking good so far. Tomorrow we'll get the Nerf bars in here, and we'll get those installed, and that'll be the complete kit. So right now I'm going to take this this clamp back and see if they have another one for that, because I've only got 3 on the skid plate now. So we'll take that back, get a replacement for that, and get that in, and then we'll do another video on the Nerf bars, getting those installed tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. If these videos are helpful, or if you like any of them, then click the like. Subscribe if you're new. God bless. We'll see you next time.